If there was one thing of all the things on this list that you started today, then this would be it. Hi everyone, welcome back, and today we have a beauty nutrition reaction video. Today we are looking at the lovely Dr. Shereene Idriss, who is a dermatologist in New York. I'm a big fan of hers. Whenever I want to find out more about skincare issues, I go to her. So when she released this video, I was very curious to see how accurate it was. And that's because in the world of skincare, there's so many people you can go to and just so much information to digest. But in the world of beauty nutrition, there are very few people talking about this in like a really comprehensive, detailed way like you do have in skincare. Hence why I created this channel. As for Shereene, she did get many things right, but she did get one really massive thing wrong. Also, while she does have the #1 anti-inflammatory food on this list, she's missing #2 and #3. And because I used to be a nurse and we are very practical creatures by nature, I'm also going to be sharing how much of these foods you need to eat every day. But first, why am I reacting to this video? In my 20s, my face was plagued with acne everywhere, and after trying skin product after skin product and basically reacting to most of them because I have very sensitive skin, I just gave up on skincare and I thought that was that. And then leaving nursing after burning out, I used food to get my health back on track, and then my skin just flourished as a consequence of that. And because I am a science nerd at heart, I needed to know why. And so for the last decade, I've been obsessed with figuring out the best foods for different skin concerns, because basically I'm dependent on my food now for my skincare.
Top 8 best anti-inflammatory foods, starting with #1, fatty fish. I'm talking about wild salmon, mackerel, sardines. These fish are rich in omega-3. Omega-3 with EPA and DHA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and docosahexaenoic acid, which are key in reducing inflammation and helping support your brain and heart health, not to mention your skin health. So wild Alaskan salmon. Why do I say wild? Because wild has higher levels of omega-3s, 2 to 3 times more than farm-raised salmon. Whereas farm-raised salmon is a salmon stuck in a tiny little water thing being fed grains.
She's cute, isn't she?
It's going to have higher omega-6, which is pro-inflammatory, which will make conditions like psoriasis worse.
Fish is also one of the top 5 sources of this inflammatory omega-6 in the American diet.
Atlantic mackerel is another good one. Sardines, I can't get behind. I have tried to like. It's not for me, but it's the highest one in omega-3.
I agree. If you don't like the food, don't force yourself to eat it, because it's just not going to work.
Arctic char, and the best way is to get 2 to 3 servings a week at 3 to 4 ounces each time.
Okay, so there's actually a really big mistake here, and I'm going to work you through it because it's really, really important. If you take one thing away from today, then this would be it. So saying that eating whole fish is good for you because one part of it, omega-3s, are anti-inflammatory, is like saying you should definitely eat chocolate to reduce your acne because chocolate has cocoa, which is rich in antioxidants, and we all know that antioxidants reduces inflammation, which is part of your acne, right? Do you eat chocolate to improve your acne? No. So even though there are antioxidants in the cocoa, clearly the milk and the sugar is overpowering whatever impact those antioxidants could have on your skin. As I said before, fish also has that omega-6 arachidonic acid. They also have advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, and this is literally what they do. They age you. So for fish to truly deserve a spot on the top 8 anti-inflammatory foods and possibly the #1 spot, I'm not sure if she's called it #1 because it's the best or if it's just #1 because she wanted to start off with that. But for it to deserve any spot on this list, we need to see studies of people actually eating the whole fish, and then does it reduce inflammation? The answer really depends if you're a meat eater or a vegetarian/vegan. I'll start with the meat eaters. Multiple studies on people who eat meat who then eat like a lot of fish or more and more fish, and they show again and again that your inflammation does tend to drop the more fish that you eat. However, these people were already eating a lot of red meat, and red meat is very inflammatory, and so then I wonder, is inflammation actually going down because fish is anti-inflammatory, or is it going down because you're replacing something very inflammatory with something less inflammatory. The question now is, well, how much meat should I be eating to reduce my inflammation? This study here has the best answer because they actually controlled how much you ate. They gave one group of people 4 serves of fish a week and then another group of people 4 serves of red meat, and then they could eat up to 1 serve of fish a week at their discretion. After 2 months, they realized that the people who ate 4 serves of fish a week didn't actually have an improvement in their inflammation. So this suggests to me that if you're not like a huge fan of fish, then you don't need to stress about it, because you're not necessarily going to get that greater impact that you want. And there are plenty of other foods on the list that you can choose from. And then of course, what if you're lazy like me? Fish is the only food on the list that you actually have to properly cook and prepare. I would rather just something that's really quick and easy that I could like scoop out of a jar, and I do have an option for you. But first I need to tell the vegans and vegetarians and plant munchers why they are better off without fish. To the vegetarians, vegans, I seriously doubt fish is going to help you. First is that plant protein has just so much less of those inflammatory compounds compared to any animal source. So the pro-inflammatory impact is already like reduced over here. And then in terms of anti-inflammatory impact, as per the Dietary Inflammation Index, fiber is actually much better than omega-6. It's the best thing inside of a food that you could eat to beat inflammation. So if you're eating plant protein and you've already got something that is much better at beating inflammation and like isn't nearly as bad in causing inflammation, so on the balance, I'm pretty sure that you're better off. Now I'm saying pretty sure because it's not like vegans and vegetarians or plant-based people put their hand up on a regular basis to participate in these trials where you're eating more fish. That makes sense. And so unfortunately the science isn't there to see if people on that kind of diet would get an additional benefit, but the logic would be you're fine without it with regards to inflammation. And now for the easiest source of omega-3s, and that is ground flax seeds. So flax seeds have been shown to reduce inflammation and smooth your skin and help you with skin sensitivity, which I love. 1 tablespoon a day is good. And if you're trying to lose weight, then you might want to go up to 2 tablespoons a day.
Number 2, berries. And we're talking blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries.
Also cherries.
The shade matters because the shade is due to anthocyanins.
So like look at the color of the flesh of apples or banana. It's very pale, very white. Their antioxidant content is like up to 20 times less than berries,
which help repair DNA damage from UV exposure, and that's also what gives the berry its color. So the berry richest in anthocyanin is ding 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 blackberry. It's the darkest one.
So blackberries are also the richest in antioxidants overall. In this study on 3,100 foods from around the world, its antioxidant score was 615 compared to blueberries, which was 380. Oh, thank you.
The one that's richest in antioxidants overall, because berries also contain polyphenols, which are potent antioxidants, are probably blueberries.
I like how she says probably. When you hear that, it probably means that there's maybe a conflict in the evidence, or the evidence isn't like high quality enough to be definitive. There's something unclear in what she's read. If you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to eat the best berry, the fact is that strawberries have been proven to reduce inflammation. Same with cherries, same with blueberries, same with blackberries. So it doesn't really matter which one that you've got. Just pick the freshest one, pick the one that really calls to you. Just don't worry that you have to be perfect about it, because increasing variety in the foods that you eat also improves your inflammation. And so I really love that, because that means that you never have to get bored, and by trying to avoid getting bored, you're actually doing a great thing for your skin.
The one highest in vitamin C, strawberries, and vitamin C is crucial for collagen production, elasticity, and skin firmness.
And I promised I would say how much to eat. It would be great to eat half a cup of berries a day, but also with regards to strawberries, half a cup of strawberries will get you to half of your recommended daily intake of vitamin C.
If you cannot find yourself fresh, good berries, frozen berries are equally as good. So incorporating them into your routine in a smoothie can make all the difference every day. Okay, smoothies. This is like a pet peeve of mine. Please watch this video on ingredients in smoothies that steal your glow, because you could either be making a really luscious skincare smoothie, or you could be just making yourself a pile of crap with these really common ingredients. are lowest in terms of sugar content. So you're not going to get that glucose spike in which you just crash by 10 a.m.
So with glucose spikes, berries are actually even better than what she just said. When researchers took a glass of sugar water and then tested your blood sugar response, obviously your blood sugar spiked. But when they took that same sugar water and then added berries to it, the blood sugar spike went down compared to just the sugar water, which is really interesting because you've got more sugar in this second glass. I look at that and I'm like, wow, berries are just amazing, amazing, amazing. And again, half a cup a day is great.
Number 3, leafy greens. We're talking Swiss kale, Swiss chard, I made up Swiss kale, kale, spinach, and this one is rich in chlorophyll, which is really rich as an antioxidant. Plus, leafy greens tend to be rich in vitamin A. Think of retinoids.
Carrots, pumpkin, they're like much better than kale.
Vitamin C.
If you want to eat more vitamin C, but again, you want to avoid kale, as we just said, strawberries. Okay, maybe let's just address this now. If you find leafy greens intimidating, then don't start there and don't pressure yourself. In fact, I've always been scared of leafy greens and I've been plant-based for like a decade now. I've even found a way to guilt-free avoid kale by just drinking tea, because tea comes from leafy greens. You can also eat fresh herbs or dried herbs because they also are leafy and green. There are many ways to get around this without feeling like you have to like unhappily cram a huge amount of dark leafy greens into your face and then just like hate your life. Anyway, back to the video.
Vitamin E, which helps to protect cell membranes, so your skin is going to be more cohesive.
You can eat almonds or peanuts for vitamin E.
And vitamin K, which improves blood circulation and even helps with, for example, under eye discoloration, because it's going to allow your blood circulation to move better. All of these help to support your cell turnover and help with wound healing. And a quick tip is to incorporate these berries into a smoothie every day, and to even put leafy greens into your berries, because you're never going to taste them. So if you don't like the feeling of spinach, you will not notice it in a smoothie.
I tend to like cook things down when it comes to leafy greens instead of like ruining my experience with the berries. There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with her suggestion. If you want to do that, go for it. But I like to keep my pretty berry smoothies like lovely and purple.
Number 4 is turmeric, because curcumin is the primary active component of turmeric, and curcumin has extremely high anti-inflammatory benefits. But the problem with curcumin is it doesn't absorb easily from your gut into your digestive system through your bloodstream and into your skin. You need to combine it with black pepper. So a pinch of black pepper with turmeric makes the biggest difference in terms of gut absorption, because pepper contains piperin, and that enhances the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%, allowing it to minimize the breakdown of the enzyme that would cause the curcumin not to get absorbed. So very easy to do.
The only thing there that I would tweak is that turmeric is not just super anti-inflammatory, it is the #1 anti-inflammatory food in the world according to the Dietary Inflammation Index. So let's give it the credit that it's due. It has the gold medal of all the foods on this list.
Number 5, we have green tea. Swap that black coffee for green tea, because black coffee has high caffeine spikes. Green tea is a more sustained release. And green tea also has polyphenols, which fight free radicals, as well as EGCG. This helps minimize certain inflammatory triggers and prevents collagen breakdown and protects against UV breakdown. Plus, it also regulates sebum production, so green tea can help with acne, which is a big one, but you have to take it consistently.
Definitely, yes. If there was one thing of all the things on this list that you started today to transform your skin, it would be green tea. In fact, I've timed my green tea routine in order to promote as much collagen as possible and prevent as much UV damage as possible. And it is the #1 anti-inflammatory drink in the world as per that Dietary Inflammation Index. Black tea also featured as the second best drink. It is ideal to drink it without dairy milk because dairy steals your glow. It's a bit of a taste difference, but you actually do see the benefits. So I did a video on the best way to drink black tea a couple months ago, and literally 2 weeks later, a friend of mine reached out and said she'd changed her her black tea, and now people at work were complimenting her on having glowing skin. I aim for 4 cups a day because it's summer at the moment, and so there's so much more UV exposure. I start my day with matcha, most definitely, because I really, really want to lock in that protection.
Avocados, yes, put your money where your food is. They are worth it because of healthy fats.
Okay, put your money where your mouth is. Avocado is really expensive where you are, because where I am, they're like 3 times the amount that I would want to pay. So I'm a bit, are they really worth it?
That can help support your skin barrier. It has monounsaturated fats, and this is key at enhancing your skin's natural barrier function. It is a vitamin E powerhouse as well.
Almonds still are better for vitamin E, and they store better. So I'm guessing that budget-wise, they're probably better.
While protecting your skin against reactive oxygen species.
Are avocados worth it? Yeah, they do reduce inflammation, but like turmeric is so much cheaper. And green tea, oh my goodness, it's just so, like, those tea bags are so much cheaper.
Number 7 is basically the Skin Foods multivitamins, walnuts. These are rich in omega-3 ALAs, which is one of the best plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, and this helps to reduce inflammation throughout your body and especially directly in your skin. Zinc is also a trace mineral that's present in walnuts that helps with skin healing, as well as vitamin E and selenium, and a quick handful a day is all you need to kind of keep the skin doctor away.
I love walnuts, as ugly as they are. They're actually the best nut for antioxidants. Wow. 38 times the amount of antioxidants than cashews. So yeah, they definitely deserve a spot on this list. And yeah, just a quick handful. Walnuts are so rich in what they've got, that's all you need. And a little handful into that smoothie is going to make you feel fuller over the rest of the day, and you'll end up eating less over the course of the day.
And last and certainly not least, sweet potatoes. But before you discard the skin, keep the skin on, because the skin is the most nutritious part. These are rich in beta carotene, and beta carotene is a provitamin A, meaning once you consume it, it turns to vitamin A. And we nerds know that vitamin A equals retinol, which helps with skin support, collagen production, cell turnover, and natural brighter skin.
So, fun fact about collagen is that the beta carotene found in about 1 1/3 cups of sweet potato every day has been demonstrated to increase your collagen. Nice.
If you eat too much sweet potato, you may start to turn into an Oompa Loompa, and you might start to look orange. It's not dangerous.
Don't you love Oompa Loompas though? Okay, so in all seriousness, I looked up several case reports of people who had been eating so much orange food. One woman who went orange, and she was eating like 10 oranges a day, and basically the rest of her diet was sweet potato. So we're not talking about that level of sweet potato. Like I said before, like a cup and 1/3 would be enough. Like, I didn't hear of anyone turning orange from that collagen study. As for your skin glowing, having like a little bit of yellowness radiating out of your skin is rated as more sexier than actual suntan. So yellower skin means you're good, orange skin means you've gone too far.
The best way to incorporate these foods is not to go from 0 to hero, because you'll hate your life. If you're somebody who does not eat any of these things, start with one category and incorporate it for the next few days over the course of the week, and then add a second category. Easy swaps are switching caffeine out for green tea. Maybe have 2 green teas a day if you really need to and you are kind of crashing because of the caffeine. Make a smoothie combining 1, 2, and 3 of these food categories without having to worry about the excess of it.
But when it comes to smoothies, no dairy milk and no bananas, because they will destroy all the antioxidants and therefore the anti-inflammatory impact of these smoothies.
And there you have it, little nerds, our top 8 anti-inflammatory foods for skin health and to minimize inflammation. So
she's come to the end of the list, and the silver and bronze medals have not yet been awarded. And the bronze medal goes to garlic. A couple cloves or a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder will do. Go with ground garlic if you're trying to reduce your weight. The silver medal goes to ginger, which I love because this is how I reduce my iron deficiency as a plant-based muncher. Both fresh and ground ginger are great, but as with the garlic, if you're trying to lose weight at the moment without calorie counting or portion control, then ground is your friend here. And if that was a whole pile of information for you, then here's a list for you to take a screenshot of. And if you're ready to now look at the best foods for antioxidants, then you can find them here. Have fun.